Game 3, Cavs versus the doggone Indiana Pacers. By now, the whole world should know the Indiana Pacers are a better team than the Cleveland Cavaliers. Is there anybody that has any questions about that? In the first 2 games, or basically all season long, they have been a better team than Cleveland because they share the basketball, they move it around, they play inside. Cleveland's weak there, and they're just a better ball club, period. Now, as far as Office Depot go, is as far as Indiana's going to go. If they whistle him out the game, it's going to make the road a lot harder for Indiana to come back. The NBA knows this, and you saw it implemented in the first 2 minutes of the game the other night. But, I mean, going into the series, you knew Indiana's not going to get any calls. They're going to get screwed. We all know that. The refs don't know how to ref them, meaning that they don't know how to ref them. That's why you saw game 1 go in the fashion that it did. They didn't know how bad Cleveland really is. And they're like, we got to do a lot more because we got to help LeBron because there's no way in the world they can beat this team. So we got to break down the team and make them play very timid by calling a lot of fouls so that they could loosen up the game to let LeBron run loose. And they set that tone early in the game. Don't expect anything to change in game 3. You got to play perfect basketball, execute, and you can win. Cleveland barely won by 3 points. The game was in the close balance all the way through, as much as LeBron James was scoring and them giving him points and all this stuff. I'm still baffled on what Nate McMillan was thinking about fouling when they didn't have to. It was dumb. They had 3 seconds left on the clock. They would have had Cleveland got up a bad shot, or they could have got a steal, forced the team to play defense right there in that position. You were fine. You did not need the foul. But here's the kicker, and something a lot of people didn't notice, but I noticed right away. Cleveland played Sunday in Cleveland. Then they had a game in Cleveland again on Wednesday. They're in the same town. They got 2 days off, almost 3 days of rest. Come into the game on Wednesday, ready to play. Now, they got to go to Indiana, which isn't that far from Ohio. But you got to get on a plane, and you're going to fly to Indiana. In a day, 1 day's rest, now you got to go play in Indiana. Where the sense in that makes? If you were going to have 2 days in between, it should have been from the travels from Cleveland to Indiana. Then to have 3 days off to still be in the same doggone city. And you guys still don't think this thing is fixed. Oh my gosh. So when I point these things out to you, all I'm doing is awakening the neurons in your brain to help you think for yourself. The league cannot afford to let Indiana beat Cleveland. They can't afford that. They lose out on so much money that they've wasted marketing and advertising LeBron James. Okay? They don't stick his face on all these commercials, put his ugly mug up on there, and you got to see his Tyrannosaurus Rex teeth all on the TV, smiling on the camera, doing all this propaganda so that they can keep selling you this trash. That he is great and he is all this. They would not they would, Adam Silver Slipper would come out there himself and tackle Office Depot on the court before he let something like that happen. They will not let LeBron lose. It's not going to happen. So I snuck them the first game. Now I'm not betting no more this series. You got to understand that, yes, Indiana might get one of two here at being at home, but you got to understand they're not going to let them win. Now that the refs know, okay, we can slow Indiana down by taking Office Depot out of the mix. That's where we put our focus. That's the guy we got to take out and put fouls on so he can play loose so Cleveland can have some success. But their problem is now they want to blame LeBron's supporting cast. Now it's their fault. It's the supporting cast. These guys aren't doing anything. You see, I I like being right. This is what LeBron wanted. You wanted a bunch of guys who've never been in this playoff bet setting really before. Kelly Kelly Clarkson, Larry Nancy, George Over the Hill, and Robin Hood. They're doing what they've always done their entire career. Come up short. Nancy's out there playing though. He's playing defense. He's giving you the best he got. But that's not gonna cut it in the playoffs. He's a couple of minutes type of player. He's still developing. But I'm gonna give you a couple of minutes. I'm a good 12-minute, 13-minute guy right now. And you want to put him in pressure type situations, game on the line? No. And then Clarkson's showing you exactly what he is. He's a guy that's going to get you 11. Nothing else. Defensively, he's a liability, and he could be taken advantage of. They're young. They've never been to playoffs before. This is it. So they got all these nerves, and you got all these guys who are shooters. So you got all these shooters on the team. You picked up nothing but point guards, or two guards rather, and they play a fast pace. And Hood is doing what he did in Utah, shoot you out of a game. He's either going to shoot you in or shoot you out. Now, what they really need is to have Hood play with George Over the Hill. They're used to each other. He knows where he wants to get the ball to shoot. And he normally shoots well from the middle of the floor. But he's a streaky shooter. He'll have a great game where he's hitting a whole bunch of shots. Then he'll have a game where they're not going in and he's forcing it. to try to go in. We already know what Corver's going to get you. He's a guy that you could probably hold a 9. Jeff Green, he's got to do more. But they're isolating Jeff Green because they got so many other guys out there who are just pass and shoot, pass and shoot, pass and shoot. That Jeff Green is just forced to play defense mostly against guys who are more athletic and fast guards, and you're seeing Office Depot abuse Jeff Green every day. That's not Jeff's. He's playing way out of his position. So, but this is the hell LeBron asked for. He done had like 10 players this entire doggone season, if not more, to try to help him win. Because that's what the whole NBA is about. Helping LeBron James get to the NBA finals. So only thing left to do now is watch the screw job. Like, let's watch the screw job because it's coming. So y'all tell me what y'all think. Will Indiana get a fair shot in game 3? I'm out.